Chapter 13. Wrath woke to wetness on his chest. Her silky hair tumbled over his arm. When he opened his eyes, he realized she was crying over him. Impossible. Mist? He rasped. Her head shot up and she gave him a watery smile that quickly faded. She slapped him a hard, cracking blow. Then she leapt on him, nuzzling, squeezing as if she couldn't get close enough to him, as if she wanted it in him. Don't you ever do anything so stupid again? She slapped at his chest, which he was surprised to find was healed. He flexed and tensed his muscles throughout. He was bandaged in places, but he had all his limbs. This was good. Now, if he could just get his wife to cease slapping him. If you don't stop, Milia, we will have words. So she turned to kissing him again with whispers in his ears and tears dropping on his face, each one like a gift. You've been out for 5 nights, and you won't wake the hell up, Wrath. Where are we? He asked. In Valhalla. He stiffened. No, you're safe. She leaned back and raised an eyebrow. Do you think I would just let my sisters fall on you with their caresses? He winced at the image. Can't wait to meet them all. How did you get me away? I've traced, but Conrigan are on his trail. I'm just glad I was there to save you, Roth said solemnly, making her grin. Did you kill the tongued demon? The lightning and I did. He remembered then. She'd been hit directly, hair whipping, eyes silver, the most awing sight he'd ever witnessed. I saw you get struck. His voice went low. You smiled. It feels good. It's very rare to get a direct hit. Outside, some male, hovered and howled with fury. Wrath tensed to trace her away. Oh, don't worry. Just another crazy day at the manor. She waved away his tension. Alake nabbed little Emmeline and took her back to Scotland. Thinks she's his werewolf queen or something. Werewolf queen? Uh-huh. Talusha trapped the Like's brother for leverage, but apparently he's proving most uncooperative. Anyway, if you know Em, you'd see how ridiculous the idea is. She's terrified of her own shadow, much less a woman like his unique appetites. Oh my gosh. He'd have to ask her about that later. She's the halfling, the one that's part vampire, isn't she? When her brows drew together, he rushed to assure her. I will never tell Christoph about her, but I suspect that Ivo's searching for her. They know. They've already sent a retrieval party after her, and once they've brought her back, she'll be safe here. The wraiths will shut out any threat at all. One flew by the window, and at that moment, crackling the punctuate her statement. He raised his eyebrows, and when she grinned, he cupped her face with a bandaged hand. I love you. I know. Could you feel the same way? Before you answer, miss, I want you to know that I meant everything I said, and I'm sorry for forcing you to stay, for losing my head. I will always be shamed by my actions. Wrath, I want to stay with you after. Oh, about a day? I plan to play you, but realized early that I was falling in love with you. He hadn't heard her correctly. Yes, she'd been upset over his injuries, but that didn't mean she loved him. You're saying you love me too? She nibbled her lip and nodded. I'd always had a crush on you, you know. When he frowned, she said, I used to adore hearing tales about you, Roth, and was saddened when we'd heard you died. Then I met you in prison. She blushed a little. I found that you live up to my fantasy of you. He was bewildered to hear this from his fair, stunningly beautiful wife. In a gravely voice, he spoke an utter understatement. That gives my ego a bit of a boost coming from you. Her lips curled. Among other things, the uncommon gift of a direct strike of lightning, and the fact that you were the only man able to free me from my chain, and the fact that you were so sodding eager to give your life up for mine. Though mind you, if you try that again, I am definitely going to kill you. Have all the convenience me that we should be together. Always, Mist. I'll do it easily. When she was about to protest, he asked, What about your family? I will try if they will. For all the reasons I just listed, a couple of my sisters have decided they'll try to overcome their reprogance of you. He scowled at that. How big-minded of them. Yet, they want nothing to do with Christopher and any among your order. You're the exception because they felt like they knew you as a human and because of what had just happened between us. But if you say your brother showed up here, they'd... how do we put this? It would be bad. I understand. If you can make a genuine effort, I believe they will all come to accept you in time. He wanted to be clear on this. Accept you as my wife and me as your husband? He wanted everything from her, not just a few decades. He wanted an eternity. And as long as she was in a giving mood, she nodded. A smile played upon her pink lips. We still have a lot to muggle through. Mind you, our families and our fractions and who controls the remote and living logistics, because Blackmount needs a little bit of TLC and lightning rods is a bad way, but suppose I have to take possession of you. Since I've already taken possession of my engagement ring, he grinned. You liked that, didn't you? I couldn't take my eyes off it, she said with a saucy smile. He clasped her to him and pulled her close, knowing she craved being wrapped tight and secure in his arms, as much as she did needed her soft and trusting male to be within them. I can't quite believe this, even after everything. If she could give him another chance, Roth thought they could do anything together. Yes, but... She stroked the smooth backs of her claws down his arm. You'll have to spend an eternity making it up to me, Roth. He released her to lever himself above her, cupping the back of her neck. His gaze flickered over her face, then met the eyes of his wife as she smiled upon him. Feeling love for her so strong it hurt him, his voice ragged with it, he rasped, Melia, it is done. And that concludes the tale of Nikolai, Roth, and Mist the Coveted. So,